My cousin got married last summer. Beautiful ceremony, expensive venue. During the reception dinner, I noticed a woman with 4 large Tupperware containers. She was systematically filling them from the buffet. Steak, lobster, shrimp, salmon, salads, desserts. Not making plates. Packing food to take home. The wedding coordinator politely approached her. The woman looked up and said, "I gave them $50 as a gift. This is my food. I paid for it. I have the right to take what I paid for." The coordinator explained that was not how wedding receptions work. The woman ignored her and kept packing. She filled all 4 containers and then demanded plastic bags for additional food because she had spent money on a gift and deserved compensation. Security escorted her out. She left holding her containers. On her way out, she yelled that the wedding was too cheap for her standards. My cousin found out later this woman was a +1 of a +1, not even directly invited. She crashed a wedding and tried to steal enough food for a week. I thought that was the worst wedding guest behavior I would ever witness. I was wrong. These are the stories that made me lose faith in humanity's sense of decency. My friend Jessica got married 3 years ago. Small ceremony, about 80 guests. One of her husband Mark's aunts, Carol, gave them a beautiful gift at the wedding. A complete set of fine china, 12 place settings, serving platters. The box said it was from an expensive department store. Jessica and Mark were genuinely touched. The china was gorgeous, white with gold trim, clearly expensive, at least $300. 1 week after the wedding, Carol called Jessica. She asked if they had opened the china and if they liked it. Jessica thanked her profusely. Carol said, "Oh good, I'm so glad you like it. Because I kept the receipt. And I need you to give me the money for it." Jessica thought she misheard. "Excuse me," Carol repeated herself. "I need you to pay me back for the china. $312. Jessica was speechless. Carol explained like this was normal. She had bought the china as a loan for the wedding, for appearances. So it looked like she gave a nice gift. But she never intended to actually give it away. She had financial difficulties and needed the money back. Jessica told Mark. They both thought it was a bizarre joke. But Carol called again the next day. Then the day after. She started sending text messages with payment requests. Mark tried to reason with her. Gifts are not loans. You cannot give someone a wedding gift and then demand payment. Carol said she never said it was a gift. She said it was a lending for the occasion. The calls continued for another week. Then Carol showed up at their apartment holding the original receipt. Either they paid her the $312 or she was taking the china back. Jessica had enough. She grabbed the still unopened china box and handed it to Carol. "Here, take it. We do not want anything from you." Carol took the box and left without another word. Jessica thought it was over. Carol returned the china and got her refund. Then she went on Facebook, leaving comments on all the wedding photos. Beautiful wedding. Shame about the bride's attitude. So ungrateful. And Mark's family wonders why I cannot afford to be generous anymore. Mark's mother called Jessica in tears asking what happened. Jessica explained everything. Mark's mother sighed. "Carol did this to your wedding too." She explained Carol had done the exact same thing at 3 other family weddings. Give an expensive gift, demand money later, claim the couple stole from her when they refused. Everyone was too embarrassed to talk about it. They paid Carol or gave gifts back and stayed quiet. Mark's mother said she was tired of it. She called the other family members Carol had scammed. They agreed to confront her together. At the next family gathering, 5 different couples stood up and publicly shared their stories about her gift scam. Carol tried to defend herself, said she had financial problems and they were all wealthy enough to help her. Mark's uncle cut her off. Gifts are not business transactions. If you cannot afford gifts, do not give them. But demanding payment after the fact is manipulation and borderline fraud. Carol left early. She stopped being invited to family events after that. Jessica and Mark never got their china back, but they considered it a small price to pay for exposing Carol's pattern. She had essentially been running a scam for years, using weddings to extract money from family members under the guise of generosity. My coworker Sarah got married last fall. She planned everything meticulously. Guest list. Seating chart. Meal selections. Invitations 3 months in advance with clear RSVP cards. Each invitation addressed to specific people. No ambiguity. One distant college friend, Amanda, received an invitation addressed to Amanda Williams only. No +1. Sarah and Amanda had not been close in years. Sarah invited her out of obligation. Amanda RSVP'd yes for one person. Sarah planned accordingly. 1 seat, 1 meal. The wedding day arrived. Sarah was getting ready when her coordinator came in looking stressed. Amanda had arrived with 10 people. Sarah said that was impossible. The coordinator said Amanda was at the door with a man, 2 older adults, another couple, and 4 children. 10 people total. Sarah found Amanda at the entrance with an entire family reunion. Sarah asked what was happening. Amanda smiled. Surprise. I brought my boyfriend and his family. I could not possibly come alone. That would be pathetic. Sarah said, You RSVP'd for one person. We do not have seats or food for 10 people. Amanda laughed. Come on, Sarah. You did not actually expect me to show up solo. Obviously, I was going to bring people. The coordinator said they could squeeze in extra chairs, but it would mess up the seating arrangement. Other guests would have to be moved, and there was not enough food for 10 additional people. Sarah was furious, but the ceremony was starting in 30 minutes. She told the coordinator to do what she could. The coordinator rearranged everything, moved 3 guests to different tables, called the caterer, who said exact portions were ordered. They could stretch the buffet, but some dishes would run out. During the reception, Amanda and her 10 uninvited guests ate everything. The children were loud and running around. They climbed on chairs, yelled during speeches. One kid found the wedding cake and stuck his finger in the frosting, ruining the perfect design. Then one of the children crashed into Sarah's dress and stepped on the train. Huge tear in the fabric. Sarah heard the sound of tearing lace. Amanda did not apologize. Said boys will be boys. When the buffet ran out of the second course, several invited guests came to Sarah upset. They saw Amanda's boyfriend's family on their 3rd helpings taking massive portions, while real guests got nothing. After dinner, Sarah asked Amanda to keep the children under control. They were disrupting the event. Amanda got defensive. If you did not want children at the wedding, you should have specified that in the invitation. Sarah said she did not invite children. She invited Amanda only. Amanda said that was discriminatory against families. Sarah was being a bridezilla. Sarah later checked the gift table. No gift from Amanda, not even a card. After the honeymoon, Sarah texted asking about the gift. Amanda replied that bringing 10 people was the gift. She had made the wedding more lively and fun. Sarah should be thanking her. Sarah never spoke to Amanda again, blocked her on everything. But the damage was done. Ruined dress. Damaged cake. Several guests did not get their meal. Seating chart destroyed. Extra fee for additional chairs. All because one person decided rules did not apply to her. After Sarah told me her story, I started asking other married friends about their worst wedding guest experiences. Everyone had at least one story. These are the ones that stood out. Story 1. A couple had a gift table with cards and envelopes. Someone was watching it but took a bathroom break. A guest grabbed the card box containing about $2,000. He walked out with it. Venue security cameras showed him clearly taking it. The couple confronted him. He claimed he found the box on the floor and was planning to return it. They filed a police report, but he had cashed the checks. The couple never got most of their money back. Story 2. A guest brought a professional photographer to take pictures of her. Not for the couple, for herself. She used the wedding as her personal photo shoot. Posed in front of decorations. Photobombed couples' pictures. Stood in the aisle during the ceremony. Then posted all photos on social media with captions like, "Living my best life." People thought she was the bride. The actual bride had to comment, clarifying it was not the guest's wedding. Story 3. A guest requested a special vegan meal 1 week before the wedding. The couple paid extra for a custom vegan entree. The guest showed up with a Big Mac. He sat eating the burger during meal service. When the vegan dish arrived, he pushed it away saying it looked disgusting. He did not eat rabbit food. He finished his Big Mac and complained loudly the couple did not provide good food. Story 4. A guest walked around taking every centerpiece from every table. Flowers, candles, everything. She piled them in her car. When asked what she was doing, she said centerpieces were just going to be thrown away anyway. The bride was planning to donate flowers to a nursing home. The guest said that was wasteful and she got to them first. She drove away with hundreds of dollars worth of decorations. Story 5. A family member brought his dog to the ceremony without asking. Not a service dog, just his pet. He said the dog was part of the family. During the processional, the dog got excited and defecated right in the center of the aisle where the bride was supposed to walk. The ceremony was delayed while staff cleaned it up. The bride had to walk down a different aisle. Story 6. A guest spent the entire reception criticizing everything out loud. The champagne was cheap, the flowers were wrong, the music was terrible, the venue was boring. Then he went home and left a 1-star review on the venue's website. He wrote that the space was subpar and staff was incompetent. He tagged the venue's social media. The venue owner called the couple asking what happened. They had to explain it was one bitter guest. Story 7. A family of 4 packed up every scrap of food from their table. They brought plastic bags and Tupperware. They took meals, bread, salads, everything. Even the butter packets and salt shakers. Other guests watched them fill multiple bags. Their table was completely bare. The family later posted on Facebook about how they meal prepped for the week using wedding leftovers. Story 8. A guest wore a white dress to the wedding. Pure white, floor length, with a train. It looked exactly like a wedding dress. The bride's mother asked her to change or put on a jacket. The guest started crying. She said she was being body shamed and discriminated against. The bride was jealous of her beauty. She made such a scene the bride just let it go. The guest spent the night posing for photos in her white dress, often next to the bride. Later, she posted comparison photos asking people to vote on whose dress was prettier. After collecting these stories, I realized something. Weddings bring out people's true nature. When someone is selfish, entitled, or greedy in everyday life, those traits get magnified at weddings. They see an open bar as a chance to drink without paying, a buffet as free groceries, a celebration as an opportunity to benefit themselves at someone else's expense. One bride told me, "Your wedding shows you who people really are. The ones who act shameless at your wedding will show their true colors in regular life too. It is painful but valuable. Now I know exactly who to keep in my life and who to cut out." She said the wedding cost $30,000, but the lesson about people's character was priceless. Another groom said some people view weddings as transactions. They calculate the value of the meal and open bar against their gift. They feel entitled to take and consume as much as possible to get their money's worth. They have no concept of weddings being about love and celebration. To them, it is just a fancy dinner where they should maximize their benefit. The saddest part is these stories are not rare exceptions. Almost every married person had at least one guest who behaved unforgivably. Whether stealing, crashing with uninvited people, wearing white, causing scenes, or taking advantage, shameless behavior at weddings is disturbingly common. And the guests who do it never seem to feel guilt or embarrassment. They genuinely believe they are entitled to act however they want.